Have you ever sat down to do something important, opened your laptop, looked at your to-do list, and then done absolutely nothing? Instead, you scroll, you watch videos, you tell yourself you'll start in 5 minutes. Then somehow the whole day disappears, and at the end of it, you come to the same conclusion: I'm just lazy. But what if that's not true? What if you've been blaming yourself for the wrong problem this entire time? Because here's something I wish someone had told me sooner. Most people aren't lazy. They're overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, even the simplest tasks can feel impossible. Think about it. You wake up with good intentions. You want to exercise, you want to study, you want to work on your goals, you want to improve your life. But before you've even started, your mind is already carrying the weight of 100 different things. Messages to answer, deadlines to meet, goals you haven't achieved yet, mistakes you're still thinking about, the pressure to be productive, the pressure to keep up, the pressure to become a better version of yourself. It's exhausting. And when your brain feels overloaded, it naturally looks for relief. That's when procrastination shows up. Not because you're lazy, because you're mentally tired. The problem is that procrastination looks like laziness from the outside, but on the inside, it's often something completely different. It's stress, it's uncertainty, it's overwhelm. Imagine standing at the bottom of a mountain. If someone tells you to take one step forward, that's manageable. But if they force you to stare at the entire mountain at once, suddenly every step feels heavier. That's exactly what happens with our goals. We stop focusing on the next step. Instead, we think about everything: the entire project, the entire year, the entire future. And our brain responds by shutting down because it feels safer to do nothing than to face something that seems impossible. This is why so many people spend hours watching productivity videos but still struggle to take action. It's not because they don't care, it's because they've turned every goal into a giant emotional burden. And the bigger the burden becomes, the harder it is to move. I learned this the hard way. There was a time when I had so many goals that I couldn't focus on any of them. I wanted to learn new skills, build better habits, exercise more, read more books, work harder, wake up earlier, eat healthier, do everything. And because I was trying to improve everything at once, I improved nothing. Every day felt overwhelming. Every task felt important. And because everything felt important, I couldn't decide where to start. Maybe you've experienced that too. You have 10 priorities, 20 ideas, 100 things you think you should be doing, but deep down, you know you can't do all of them today. So instead of choosing one thing, you end up choosing nothing. That's why the first step isn't working harder, it's reducing the noise. Ask yourself a simple question. What's the one thing that actually matters today? Not this month, not this year. Today. One thing. Because clarity creates momentum. When your brain knows exactly what needs to happen next, resistance gets smaller. The second thing is something most people overlook. Lower the starting point. A lot of people set goals that are technically possible but emotionally intimidating. They tell themselves they'll study for 3 hours, work out for an hour, write 10 pages, wake up at 5 in the morning, then they fail once and feel discouraged. Instead, make the goals so small that it feels almost impossible to avoid. Read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, write 1 paragraph, study for 10 minutes. It sounds too simple, but simple works. The goal isn't to impress yourself. The goal is to start, because action creates momentum, and momentum creates motivation, not the other way around. Most people wait until they feel motivated before taking action. Successful people take action first and allow motivation to catch up later. That's a huge difference. And there's one more thing. Stop measuring yourself against your best days. Measure yourself against your worst days. Anyone can be productive when they're excited. Anyone can work hard when everything is going well. The real test is what happens when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you don't feel like it. Can you still do something, even something small? Because consistency isn't built on perfect days. It's built on imperfect ones. A 10-minute effort on a difficult day is often more valuable than a 2-hour effort on a day when everything feels easy. Why? Because you're teaching yourself a new identity, you're proving yourself to be someone who shows up, not someone who waits for perfect conditions. And over time, that changes everything. You stop seeing yourself as lazy. You stop feeling guilty every time you rest. You stop carrying the weight of impossible expectations. Instead, you focus on progress. One step, one action, one day at a time. So if you've been calling yourself lazy lately, I want you to consider another possibility. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're overwhelmed. Maybe your mind is carrying too much. Maybe you're trying to solve 10 problems at once. Maybe you've forgotten that meaningful progress is usually much smaller and quieter than social media makes it seem. And that's okay, because you don't need a complete life transformation tonight. You don't need more pressure. You don't need another impossible standard. You just need one next step. That's it. One step, one action, one small win, and then another tomorrow. Remember, overwhelm shrinks when you create clarity. Motivation grows when you take action, and discipline is built through small promises kept consistently. So after this video ends, don't try to change your entire life. Choose one thing, the smallest meaningful action you can take. Then do it. Because progress doesn't come from massive bursts of motivation. It comes from quiet momentum. And that momentum starts today.